I was just watching. Remember that movie Four Brothers?
Yeah, Four Brothers. That's that shit.
Yeah, I was watching that the other day.
No, Four Brothers. I love Four Brothers. I love how even at the end, and this not even a spoiler alert. If you ain't see Four Brothers by now,
it's 20 years old.
Yeah, so at the end, Victor Sweet they about to set up the fight. Where the fuck did Mark Wahlberg just come from?
Yeah, I don't know, but that whole movie, I was like, well, why does he have to be racist in this movie? And I think because it's John Singleton, we gave all that shit a pass, but he said the N-word in that shit, bro. He was just letting everything off.
Mark Wahlberg was just being him.
Bro, shit, he was literally just being himself.
Yeah, it's like...
He called somebody a house nigga? Yo.
No, but in that movie, they ended the movie with a fight in Detroit, and it's like, this nigga walked from Canada.
Yo, he just shows up out of nowhere, the Great White Hope. And again, John Singleton, so you just willing to forgive all types of indiscretions. You're like, okay, so he could beat a black man to death, but Taraji just kissed somebody, so clearly everything's okay. But if Taraji kisses Andre 3000, that cancels out all racism.
Let me see. What's up, y'all? I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the We Want More podcast. I'm your host, Anthony
And
Ward.
I am interrupting you.
And to the left of me, we got Pepsi. Pepsi, he's back to his playful self. We on episode 84. Please be sure to subscribe on whatever platform you listen to this on, whether that be on Apple or Spotify. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to that. If you got some words for us, leave a review. Stop right now, man. Scroll down, give us 5 stars. Don't act like you want to do it. Actually do it this week, man, because I'm tired of begging y'all. I'm tired. But other than that, what's been going on? We in July. Is this the first episode in July?
Yeah, we're recording this July 6th.
But the last one, I guess.
No, the last one we might have did on the
last one we did it before the end of July. So I guess
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I guess y'all pride decorations, that shit should be away. You know what I'm saying? Pride stop at right at midnight.
Yeah, put all that shit back in the closet, literally and figuratively.
That shit stops immediately.
Time to be ashamed again.
Yeah, cause with Christmas, niggas will let a Christmas tree sit out until after they file their taxes.
Yeah.
That Christmas tree will make it damn near to the summer. Them pride decorations, as soon as the clock strike midnight, it's like, yo, take all that shit down.
Yeah, the ball gag, the gimp mask, unplug the dildo from the charger. It's time to get back to work. Unless that is your job, then continue.
Let me see. But other than that, how you been?
I'm good. I hurt my back. Just, you're not supposed to lift with your back.
Yeah.
And they say that, and you think they bullshitting, but they're not.
No,
you really will hurt your back.
No, that's what happened to me. Remember, before I went on my trip, I threw out my back.
You were where? What trip?
But before I just went to the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the day before that, I was working out, and I was doing squats, and went low, and I couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit ain't no joke, man. So yeah, you gotta stretch. Do you stretch?
Yeah, I stretch. Not as much as I don't think anybody stretches as much as they should, except for people that do yoga all the time. But I do something. You got to.
Yeah.
So trying my best to not hurt my back any further. Sitting down like this is gonna be killing me, but fuck it. Everything's good though. How are you doing?
How am I? I can't complain. Well, I always say that because I do want to complain, but saying I can't complain, it kind of stops me from bitching.
Cause you can't complain.
Yeah.
And I can't complain. Saying I can't complain means you really have a fuckload of complaints.
Right.
But you just know nobody want to hear that shit.
Right.
Or you just don't feel like talking about your first world problems. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like when you ask somebody how they doing and they say I'm blessed, that mean they life falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing they got left is the life that God blessed them with.
Yeah.
They don't got no car, no husband. Everything's gone. But they breathing, and that's how you gotta look at it sometimes.
Yeah. But I guess you want to get to the story this week?
What's the story?
Diddy. After all this talk,
here's the thing. I need like a little bit more, just lovable back and forth, like just like carefree, just chit chat before we get in. The Diddy shit is really just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't lube it up. I didn't lather it up. I just jumped.
Let's put some baby oil on this conversation. Let's loosen up a little bit before we just shove in the Diddy conversation. I don't know. It ain't too much else going on. Yeah. I mean, what'd you fucking do this week? Let's try to like.
Oh yeah. I guess 4th of July. Did you do anything?
Nah, I didn't protest, like, cause I didn't like fuck it, Juneteenth. I'm not celebrating 4th of July, but I did find that since I already celebrated Juneteenth, I didn't feel the need to do anything for the 4th, so I just stayed home. Okay. Watched Four Brothers. What the fuck else did I do?
Four Brothers is a good movie to celebrate this country.
Yeah, it is. If you watch the movie, then you understand what we're talking about. There's a mix of races. One of them is mean to the others. A gay dude gets killed. An old lady gets shot. It's a perfect representation of America.
It's a perfect representation of Detroit. That's my shit. I think I actually got that DVD somewhere over there.
Do you still run the DVDs? Because I have some. I have a DVD collection of like a small DVD collection, but I don't watch them.
Yeah, no, I still do because it's like something that you just can't get nowhere else. Like one of my favorites that I watch is this movie, Who Made the Potato Salad? Have you ever heard of it? I've
heard of it. I've never watched it.
Who Made the Potato Salad is starring Jaleel White. It's a very black ass cast. It's Jaleel White, Clifton Powell, the guy that played Debo. I mean, I don't think once you got Clifton Powell in there, I don't think it gets blacker than that. It's movies like this why Tubi had to be made.
Yeah, there needs to be a home for all of this stuff, and there's not enough of this shit. They're not doing any more of this. Just get everybody famous into one room and make them trade jokes.
Cause we need more than just like the movies. I'm trying to get this mic stand right. We need more than just the movies where it's all the black famous people that we know in one movie. We need movies with a bunch of people that say, yo, what he playing again?
Exactly. You need the people that are like almost famous. That shit might push them to the next level. Think about Terry Crews.
Right.
Nigga had The Third Friday and White Chicks, and then boom, he's a star.
Now he went from what's his face to Terry Crews.
Exactly.
So that's what we need. We need like an outlet for all the what's the faces out there.
And I'm tired of sequels, but you can use the same cast and give them different characters. I like that type of shit. Because that's what this is. Like, you take a bunch of niggas from, like, Friday movies and shit, and then you give them entirely different personalities and make them work with that material. That's fun. I mean, I don't know. I might be talking on my ass. Maybe there are a lot of examples of this right now. But that's cool. It's like fucking, it's just watching characters you like play a different character. That's fun. Instead of fucking Girls Trip 2. Make all of them fucking rob a bank or something. Four Brothers, man. Same cast from fucking Baby Boy. But Taraji is with Andre 3000 in the movie.
Oh shit!
And they're married and they're like a good couple.
I didn't even think about that. You just, as many times as I watched that movie, I didn't even realize that like Tyrese and Taraji was in another movie together. Damn, that's crazy. And
they have like almost no interaction in the movie anymore.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that Tarantino. That's what I was thinking of. You know how he has the same people in every movie, but they're always different characters. Yeah. It's not a sequel, but it's like, this is that guy, and they're doing the same thing again. Samuel L. Jackson is cussing, but not in the same way as he did before.
Damn, they should have threw Tyrese in Hidden Figures. Like when Taraji was going to the bathroom.
They could have made him Martin Luther King.
you ever see that picture?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, throw Taraji in Transformers or something, man.
He's all of his movies he doesn't belong in. That's the funniest shit ever. He's in a bunch of movies he has no business being in. And that's kind of his like claim to fame. I don't need to be here, but I am. And you appreciate it. Like Fast and Furious, that nigga is not necessary at all.
Damn, you just made that come full circle for me.
Yeah, and now we can fully go into the Diddy situation, and I won't be depressed about it.
All right, so this past week, Sean Diddy Combs, he was found guilty of certain charges, but he was found not guilty of the most serious charges. So he was still, after they dropped, the arson, the kidnapping charges, and some other charges, I believe, he was left still facing 5 very serious charges. But the charges he was found not guilty of was racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. But he was found guilty on 2 counts. Wait, is that 2? Yeah. He was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. 1 count was with Cassie, and then another count was with a Jane Doe.
Which again, I don't think they're crimes in the law's eyes, but they're not immoral at all. Mm-hmm. Like I said, like there's nothing wrong with selling or buying sexual favors.
Yeah, those were the least serious ones.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit. They shouldn't have even been charges at this point.
But the other charges,
should just focus on the other shit.
Even though he was found not guilty of those, reading the legal definitions, I do still feel like he was, in a sense.
I mean,
he was. Because all right, so I'm looking at the definition of racketeering conspiracy. It says, it involves a group of individuals agreeing to participate in a pattern of racketeering activity through enterprise. And it says this means they plan and taking steps to commit crimes like extortion, bribery, or fraud within an organized criminal structure. Now, the RICO thing, the whole RICO Act, it was put in place to get, enterprises like, the mafia, the mob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they thought of the RICO, they wasn't thinking of Bad Boy Records. But when you hear some of the stuff that he did, it does sound like he was organizing stuff through the enterprise. When you got a suitcase that keeps your baby oil at a certain temperature and climate.
You had that?
Yeah. It was
a temperature controlled suitcase specifically for the baby oil.
Yeah. It's like,
and he's gonna be allowed to walk around and integrate within society again.
Stuff like that, or he had somebody hired to clean up the hotel room for him because he didn't want the staff to see. Like that, when you planning that much, when you planning to fuck up a hotel room so much that you gotta hire another nigga to clean it before it get to the hotel staff. Like, yo, make sure you get all the lube. You might have to repaint it here. Get them bloody sheets.
You have to uncrust the blankets.
Dip them socks in some water.
Does that get it out?
Yeah.
I never tried that before. 10 years too late on that. But he basically fucking, all they were able to charge him with was the fucking prostitution. It was just was it like the Mann Act or whatever? Yeah, which was kind of, that's like a fucking prohibition times law. Mm-hmm. So it, like I said, it don't fucking matter at all.
But
I don't know, if he was on a jury, would you be scared to convict him?
Would I be scared to convict him? Yeah. I mean, cause it's so much that he's alleged to have done, but they can't prove that he did it. Like even with the whole arson charge. Matter of fact, actually, I want to pull up a list of the jurors because that might have played the part in him getting off. Like it was a lot of older people in this.
Wait, it says meet the jurors. You're not allowed to meet jurors, are you?
No, but it just has descriptions of them.
Oh,
so it's just it says male or female with their age and what they do. So okay.
Are you allowed to put this information out there? I didn't know that. That's why I would never fucking be on a jury.
I know because these descriptions are really specific.
Yeah, male 69 massage therapist has a BFA in acting, lives alone in why is live alone? Like if they like, all right, go get this nigga. That's basically what they're saying. I'd be scared as shit of Diddy finding me, or you could get home and it's a fleshlight on your porch. And he's leaving messages. They lubed up your doorknob so you can't get in, and as you trying to turn the doorknob, you're like, oh shit, he found me.
So
this is scary.
This shit is super specific. Like right here, male 51 scientist. He has a PhD in molecular biology. Just like reading those details, like imagine it said male 27. He got a fro. He does a podcast every week. He likes to skateboard. You want to know you need to watch it back.
Yeah, if I had a PhD in molecular biology right now, I'd be shaking in my boots because you might be the wrong guy and he still come after you. I'm like, if you don't give away this much information, at least give away the nigga first name so you don't get me and by accident.
Right? Because
I didn't know you was allowed to do this shit at all.
Because how many niggas in Manhattan that's 51 got this degree?
Probably a lot.
I mean, but it's probably a small circle. You're not gonna find a huge community of niggas that's just into molecular biology. Let me see.
This shit is. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in New York, but a 30-year-old deli clerk lives in the Bronx, listens to hip hop and reggae. So if you walk in a deli and you see somebody listening to reggae, that's her.
Yeah, but when you look at some of these ages, like the first person, 69, scientist 51, 42, 41, 68, 68. These are 67, 60, 74.
67-year-olds and the 68-year-olds, first of all, shouldn't even be allowed to. 74. You're not supposed to be on a jury at 74. You don't understand shit.
I mean, but these are the people that have nothing to do, and like they don't got no excuse to get out of jury duty.
All they do is sit at home and watch CSI and fucking Law and Order.
Yeah.
So obviously their idea of evidence is a bit skewed. I mean, all they do is watch propaganda all day, and now they get to decide whether you go to jail. That's another thing I didn't even peep, but that's pretty fucked up.
And they also, at that age, they come from shit. They probably come from like a generation of thinking like, violence is normal.
Maybe, bro. I don't know.
This is the generation that used to beat women. When you get into the 60s and late 60s and 70s. So I could see them easily judging a young woman thinking like this is what she wanted.
True. And I think just for a lot of things, jury duty, maybe even a job in politics, you should have to lock these motherfuckers out their email and tell them reset the password and you can do jury duty. And watch none of them be able to do that shit. Yeah. Print this fucking PDF and you can decide somebody's fate. These niggas don't know what TikTok is. No. 68, 74. No disrespect to old people, but y'all got to get out the fucking way. And how you going to call a 74-year-old to come fucking do free work for the state in the first place? You did your motherfucking, you paid your dues. If you collecting retirement checks, you shouldn't have to do this shit no more.
So I guess in this trial, the jury, they did get to watch. They did get to watch like the actual videos, and they did read a lot of the text messages. And I guess to them, it all seemed consensual. It didn't seem as bad or as graphic as it may seem.
True. I mean, publicly. Consent did just come out. They ain't know nothing about that shit.
Yeah.
They ain't know anything about like.
You could say no.
You could say no, or the fact that like a husband or something could like do something to their wife. That's also kind of a new concept.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, not to sound like, I guess the term ageist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an ageist. Lay down and watch TV. Shut the fuck up.
But I feel like they shouldn't have a say in like the domestic violence or like these type of cases, cause like you said, these is the niggas that remember when women couldn't even have their own bank accounts. So it was like for a lot of them, it was like you would stay if you was getting hit a little because you had to.
Yeah, some of them might be jealous. Like I got hit in a duplex. I didn't get to get beat up in a mansion or a hotel. I went on one vacation the whole time.
I got slapped on the couch with plastic on it. And
she's going to fucking Tahiti and all that. She only vacation she ever went to was Disney World, and she got beat up. So I'm sure she has no empathy for this rich victim.
So I guess, and this is part of why he also did, get off, and it seemed consensual, is that his lawyer showed text messages of her setting up the hotel visits.
Yeah, that's a hard case to win. Cause I mean, what if she wanted to have one freak off and the nigga made her have 13? Now the one that you wanted to have, you gotta fucking be on the hook for that.
Yeah, and that's what one of the partners said. Like initially, she thought it was just going to be a one-time thing, but then it turned into like just a couple that was having a consensual fun night. Now every time that they were intimate, it was with him bringing another guy in. It's like imagine like your girl, you and your girl, y'all bring in somebody, and then every other time you be like, yo, you're not gonna bring your friend through? It's like, no, this is supposed to be we the ones in the relationship.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be able to ration out the freaky shit that you do. Like you can't eat butt every time, because then that's just the expectation. Because if you don't do it, it's like, oh, what, you trying to say my butt stink? No, it's just you gotta ration out these kind of things. You gotta fucking be able to and also you gotta make things special. You gotta light some candles. It's a goddamn Valentine's Day. What the fuck are you gonna do on Valentine's Day if every time you fuck, you got a 6 foot nigga? It was like a muscular, like the dude. He's picking like the people, like the like genetic pool, like the 2 strongest slaves on the plantation. The genetics from that. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, because
you can't bring that shit in all the time. You can't bring in John Henry to fuck your girl every fucking time y'all want to fuck. That's insane. There's no amount of goddamn bench presses or push-ups or anything you could do to get the jawline that go like this. It might be surgical. I don't know. I don't know how these niggas is doing that shit. But if that nigga came around my girl, I had to cut his throat.
No, I think you got to, honestly, it sounds crazy, but to get your jawline right, you just got to chew a bunch of gum.
I chew a lot of gum. Yeah. Maybe I got to chew more. That shit sound like doing too much, though. Chewing gum and trying to make your jaw strong. Why? So you can fuck Diddy's girl? That's too much work.
Yeah, so how much time is he facing? So right now, he's facing, for each charge, he's facing a maximum sentence of 10 years. And, like, the prosecutors are going to ask for him to get somewhere between 4 to 5 years. But honestly, he could come home. He could get time off. Like, he could come home off of, like, time served. If he gets, like, he might get a year for each sentence, if that. He's
got money. So if you have money, you can be like, well, I could donate the money to the community, or I could stimulate, blah, 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 blah. I employ so many people, so they're counting on. There's so many ways to get out of that shit. So it's disappointing because, again, each case on an individual basis is, there's particular details that make them turn out the way that they do. But the precedents that things like this set could be kind of dangerous. Like in the state of New York, you can kick your girl in the face as long as she said it was okay to do it once.
And that's why he was, so the reason, like, he's still, like, locked up. They denied him any type of bond because even though he wasn't on trial for the assaults, there still is a record of, like, this is what he did. Like, he does have a violent past because we saw the videos, and they even stated that, like, even his own lawyers stated, like, yes, he does have a violent past, but that's not what he was on trial for. But with him on this, how do I feel? I feel like with this trial, the reason he got off is because the charges turned into, people started looking at these charges like, this isn't somebody actually organizing crimes, whereas like this is just somebody like being a freak.
Yeah, and on the other end, it's like not even about money. It's just about understanding the nature of the fucking crimes. I don't even know what the fuck racketeering really is, but I know he did that shit.
Let me see. Well, I guess you want to talk about Philly? You see what's going on in Philly with the strike?
We had the same problem in Philly and New York, just basically like shithead mayors.
Yeah, and it's sad because it's black mayors.
Yeah,
like so in Philly right now, with what's going on with the mayor Cherelle Parker, it's a strike going on, and let me pull up.
It's not just so it's a sanitation worker strike. Apparently,
it's sanitation workers, but that also leads into like the water department.
Yeah.
So like if
and other people are planning strikes too.
The teachers about to go on strike.
Yeah.
The teachers are supposed to go on strike. I guess that would be around the end of August, I believe.
Did your teachers ever strike when you were in school? I'm thinking back about that. I'm like, my teachers went on strike a lot.
No, I think I know Scepter went on strike.
Scepter used to, I don't know. Scepter probably recently went on strike too, but they used to strike all the time to the point where I think it would be like only the trains running or some shit.
Mm-hmm. So who's on strike right now? So it's sanitation, the water department, police dispatch, street maintenance, and workers at the airport. And she's set up like, locations for trash collection, but now it's just turning into mountains of trash. So now is because of that, especially in this weather, the past week has been cool. It's been like in the 80s, but what happens when it gets back to being, 95, 90, 98 degrees?
What happens when it rains?
Right.
And then it's 95 degrees after that. So you got hot, wet garbage all over the fucking city.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of people getting sick. Then it's like with the water can only stay clean but for so long. And with this mayor, with Cherelle Parker, she really is fucking it up for any black woman that wants to run after her. Because people are already mad about her. People have already been mad at her. She made the city officials have to go back to work in office when they were just fine doing their jobs remote. She was in favor of the Sixers relocating to 11th Street when majority of the city opposed that and wanted them to stay in the location that they are. What else did she do? I feel like she did some other shit. This strike, I know she supported Israel.
Yeah, she's just like a real like pro cop like weirdo.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I can't think of a good thing that she has done. And the thing about a mayor is you could do all this bullshit and then people will be like, well, what about this good thing that they did? You're supposed to do your job good at least once.
Right.
People get credit for dumb shit. Like, you're supposed to do your job well. You're not supposed to do everything bad. So you could do as much fucked up shit as you want. And this is on any level, mayor, governor, president. Fuck up as much as you want. But if you, fix taxes a little bit, then people see you as a good elected official.
Damn, I'm reading about this. Damn, she had to deal with a lot. I forgot she had to clean up a whole plane crash in the Northeast.
I mean, she ain't putting no motherfucking gloves on and do it herself. So all she did was straighten her wig and get out of bed.
Let's see.
And make other people do that shit. So again, there's a level of disrespect I'm willing to engage in since she is a woman. And,
a few weeks ago, we did talk about the swimmer Lia Thomas.
Word.
And this past week, UPenn actually announced. So Lia Thomas is the trans swimmer that, made headlines after winning a race while she was a student competing at University of Penn. So the university, they actually just announced that they'll be removing her records of her races. And
What are you gonna do with them though?
And also the university has to issue an apology
For letting her race.
Yeah, for letting her race to the competitors that had to swim against her.
But you know we talk the girl that like was complaining lost in like
the girl that was
she was in 5th place,
right? Yeah, so it's like they basically the conservative chick Riley Gaines. Mm-hmm. So now because they're removing Lia Thomas records, Riley Gaines is now the sole owner of 5th place in that race.
5th place in a college women's swimming. The least important thing I could ever imagine.
And when you really...
That's like fucking criticizing a trans person for winning a cockfight. It's like, it don't matter.
What kind of cockfight? No, but when you...
Loser gets theirs chopped off, that one.
No, but when you really look at this, it really is like, you know how like you could be at a party or something. It's like, we grown now. You in your 20s and 30s, and you see like an old nigga with his varsity jacket on.
Yeah,
that really is like the same. That's what's basically happened with these white women that are upset about Lia Thomas. You got these people that have been out of college complaining like, yo, she beat me in a race back in the day, and if she wasn't there, I would have came in this place. Yeah,
she like the Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
And
so if I fuck my shoulder up, I could throw a football over this mountain. Let's get the fuck out of here. Only reason this swimming shit means anything is because you sucked at fucking calculus. And you ain't know shit else except for how to doggy paddle.
Cause when I looked up, when I heard this was happening, I was like, let me look up Lia Thomas records. And you know, she did win some races, but then it was that 5th place finish that she had. She had a 8th place finish. So the thing is, I could see if she was on some Michael Phelps shit, and it was like every race she was swimming in, she was just breaking records that just couldn't be touched, where like nobody was on her level. But when you see what was happening, it was women that were actually able to beat her. It was plenty of women that were beating her in races, but you had the mediocre ones complaining, saying she was the reason I was being held back.
Yeah, they was both ass. That's like when you in the fucking 5th in line at the red light, and as soon as it turned green, you honking your horn. Nigga, you are not anywhere near the front. How you gonna beep it at the front?
Right.
So, I mean, I understand wanting to get 5th place instead of 6th, but that shit is just funny to me. Like, y'all all ass. I don't know why y'all people concerned about placing. You not good at what you do. You don't respect the motherfucking the grind of this shit. Clearly.
Yeah.
Cause you should have been like, I don't give a fuck what bitch got what pills she taking, steroids, human growth hormone, born a dude. Like, I could fucking beat anybody. Like, that's the type of competitiveness that I expect to see from anybody. It don't matter what fucking gender you are or identify as. You supposed to be trying to smoke everybody. I'll be damned if I let a nigga on steroids write a better pussy joke than me.
And so what this was really about, UPenn was basically scared of losing funding, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same thing. Like, you know how the Trump administration is trying to retaliate against Harvard.
Yeah, right now everybody's fucking scared because. So instead of he's trying to fuck with New York too. He's like, if you elect Mom Donnie as the mayor, if you try to elect him, we're not giving you no funding for whatever the fuck y'all need. I don't know what he would need, but I don't. Yeah. What he's doing is like barely. It's like legal, but barely.
They singled out this one person. It's not like it was a bunch of trans swimmers or anything. She don't even swim anymore. Like, she's moved past this. Like, Lia Thomas doesn't even swim anymore. She's moved past that. You know, she's still like, you know, a advocate for, like, you know, trans athletes and, you know, just trans people that are just trying to survive in today's world. But she's moved past these competitions, whereas you got these people that are still holding on to these memories for what? It's like if you was in high school in a basketball game and a nigga scored 30 on you. It's not like anything else would stop you from scoring 32 other than your own ability.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we not? We keep saying, we gotta protect the girls. Man, these fucking kids suck. Your daughter sucks. Your son fucking sucks. Not competitive enough. Not competitive enough to place where you think they should. Mm. Like when I was playing football when I was a kid, my dad was always like, "Yo, motherfucking put him right here." This nigga, I was not good. So if a motherfucking a trans bitch beat me, so be it. Nobody has ever really said, "Hey, you should be good enough to beat anybody." But it's again culture wars. It's a distraction from the fact that they're cutting fucking Medicare again.
Yeah. Do you see?
It's like, hey. You think we're not looking out for you because we cutting your Medicare, but your daughter not going to lose the swimming race, so I am looking out for you. It's bullshit.
Yeah. And that's actually, I did want to talk about that with the whole, they just passed the big, beautiful bill, which is like a childish-ass name. Yeah,
it really does sound like some shit that you would read about in a history class, like just like a euphemism.
Yeah.
Like the final solution, euphemisms where it's just like, oh, Trail of Tears, shit like that, where it's like, oh, that doesn't sound that bad. People are just crying. Nah.
Yeah. So the big beautiful bill in this, they cutting a lot. They're cutting
billions, man.
They basically cutting a lot of money to increase the budget for ICE.
Yeah, ICE, Coast Guard.
So they cutting Medicaid, and a lot of people that voted for Trump, they didn't even realize I'm sure a good amount of them didn't even realize that this was what they're voting for, because in a lot of these states, Medicaid is under a different name. So they're cutting away, they're getting rid of like Medicaid. They trying to bring back, the student loan repayments, even though it's like, if y'all been fine without it for this long, y'all clearly don't need it. They getting away, they trying to cut back on like food stamps, the whole SNAP programs, assistance for veterans.
It's about to be useless to fuck ugly people. So why am I fucking her ugly ass for? She don't got no goddamn food stamps no more. What's gonna be the point of getting ugly people pregnant? They fucking it up for ugly people, and I'm the only one that's willing to stand up for them. But it's like, no, you should be allowed to get free food so that you can get some dick. You deserve it.
That shit is going to break up a lot of relationships. How am I going to fuck this chick and I can't even take her some fruit snacks?
Exactly, man. You just inconsiderate. It's inconsiderate. It's a lot of people right now that would not be getting no type of dick if they couldn't get nigga sandwiches. And that's just fucked up. Like, obviously old people need this shit. We talking about people that had to mail in vote because they couldn't leave their house because they're too fucking decrepit and in need of assistance. And now we gonna cut shit. I don't know, bro. But I walked through the bill. I read it a little bit, and I think one of the first things that they mentioned are that if you make like between 30,000 to 80,000, you gonna get a tax cut.
Yeah.
So like we benefiting from this shit, kinda.
I mean. Well, you working.
Yeah, but you pay taxes.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully. Sorry if I blew your shit up, but we pay taxes.
Yeah.
Or we get taxes taken out either way. But to that point, a lot of us are going to feel like, oh, well, he's doing what he said he was going to do. He's decreasing our taxes. But he's genuinely just reallocating a bunch of money from shit that we need to shit that we don't need.
Right.
Fucking increased military spending, increased immigration policy, border security, like all types of shit that nobody needs. I'm pretty sure if we broke it down to everybody and we're like, hey, this is the money you pay so that old people don't die. This is the money you pay for new goddamn boats for the Coast Guard. I'm pretty sure most people, if we were to look at it that way, we'd be like, okay, I'd gladly spend the money for fucking old people to get apples and shit.
Well, one of the things that he's spending money for, and have you said you didn't hear about this Alligator Alcatraz?
Not till today, and I want to.
Alligator Alcatraz. They made a immigration detention center, right? Which like detention center is like they just trying to say like a jail or concentration camp in a cute way.
Yeah, but it's like a Looney Tunes concentration camp.
Yeah, so it's located, west of Miami, and what they're basically doing with this concentration camp is like making a moat around it, and they're going to fill it up with pythons and alligators.
It's like, what if they had concentration camps with quicksand and like fucking banana peels just everywhere?
Yeah, so,
but if you see past that, then you see that it is a concentration camp, man. This shit ain't funny.
Yeah, so basically, if somebody was to escape, then if somebody was to escape, they would just be eaten alive.
Yeah, or unless they can finesse a gigantic T-bone steak to distract the alligators with, then they can't escape. Or if they could dress up as a female alligator and sneak past them, all the alligators gonna be whistling at them. Put on an alligator suit with some lipstick and some eyelashes, and you probably could escape. Obviously, that's a very easy thing to be like, oh no, it's not a concentration camp, it's different. But we got cameras, we got phones.
Yeah.
Concentration camps wouldn't have been as crazy as they were if you could take a picture of it and upload it instantly. They would have to hide some shit. They would have to tone shit down. So you could still get away with stuff. It's just the lies that you could tell are different. You can't say right now. You could say it, but it's going to be hard to sell. The Jews are controlling the banking system, so you have to round all of them up. We're not going to do nothing that bad, but we're going to get rid of them, quote unquote. People will look into it and be like, hey, he said he's going to kill like 9 million or whatever. How many did they say? You can't get away with that type of shit now as easily. You absolutely can lock up all the Muslims in China and make clothes for Shein. You absolutely can do that. And they are doing that. But it's harder. And that's what we've seen here. Just as close to a concentration camp as you can get without being criticized.
You know how Florida is. One is hurricane season coming, and he also cut funding for meteorologists. So it's like they about to experience a bunch of weather that they don't even know is coming. So their area, they frequently get heavy rains, which leads to flooding. And now you're going to combine the flooding, the high winds, and during hurricane season, with a moat full of alligators and pythons.
Yo, you ever seen Sharknado? It's about to be Alligator NATO. Fucking pythons and shit flying at you, in like a C-list guest star.
I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking detention center.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna be a movie with like pythons attacking like George Lopez or some shit. Yeah, that's a good movie. I'm gonna write that down.
That's how the first scene of the condo was. Yeah, it was basically
Ice Cube,
and Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez getting attacked by a big snake. Yeah, this is gold, man. I'm writing this shit down. Alligator NATO. What'd you say? Anaconda, tornado, anaconda. That's why Hollywood fucked up now, because all the movies gotta make sense. Movies not supposed to make sense sometimes. Sometimes you gotta put some animals and just have them bite somebody.
No, that is true, because even with what's the shit, like Home Alone, right?
Yeah,
and the president was in it, but it was like Macaulay Culkin shouldn't have been able to check into that hotel room. Yeah,
no, it's completely ridiculous. The whole movie falls apart if you put a lens up to anything. Yeah. Like pigeons save them from fucking child murderers and shit. Yeah. Pigeons don't save people from child murderers.
They murder, not
in New York.
They murder you.
Yeah, pigeons in New York will kill him.
I wanted to talk about last thing before where we at. I wanted to talk about this. Did you see this past week? I don't even know how to introduce this.
Do you got nothing else for the big beautiful bill? Or the alligator shit?
Well, matter of fact, a listener did, as part of the question, somebody did ask us somebody did ask us about like the long-term effects. What do we think about the long-term effects of the bill? And with the long-term effects, because of where Trump is doing, his first term was bad, but it wasn't this bad. It was like he had 4 years off to like really, like, you know, sit in his anger.
Yeah, it was like Robert De Niro in Cape Fear.
Yeah,
just doing pull-ups and getting tattoos and shit.
Like, he got to really see, like, all right, how can I fuck it up even more for y'all? So with this bill, it's going to take it's going to take a few presidents to fix the shit he's doing.
Oh yeah, and it's not like we're not going to ever be able to refund Medicare and SNAP, but it's not going to get back to where it was. And right where it is right now isn't good.
Right? Yeah.
Like, they acting like we spending too much money on this shit. But how many people you know is actually getting saved by fucking Medicare? Like, how many people do you know are like, thank God I got food stamps, or else I would have never been able to feed myself before this job interview at Apple and made it to a successful life. Like, it just keeps people trapped. So, I mean, it's already not good. And now it's going to be even more not good.
And then with that is also cutting the funds to, you know, the funding to schools, cutting the funding to public schools, cutting the funds to, I believe, also like funds to, like, you know, public universities.
Yeah.
So one of the ways to keep the rich is to keep people uneducated about the world that they live in.
Yeah, it is weird how they try to spin public schools as these bastions for socialism and where kids learn to be communists. But everything I learned bad about the world, with the things that I learned incorrectly, it's all public school shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, public school makes you a unfucking critical capitalist sympathizer. Because they just like, all right, Thanksgiving, they was all chilling, eating turkeys, and then America won World War II. That's the way they really teach you history in public school. They don't teach you motherfucking, they don't tell you that, you know, your heroes, Martin Luther King, Jesus, they don't tell you these motherfuckers was actually like more socialist or just like not as fucking cutthroat free market capitalists like they want you to be.
Well, it's funny you say that because, like, for me, you know, I went to Catholic school in Philly, right? So, shit, I didn't even know I didn't know what public schools was, in the sense of what I saw from public schools was like on TV, which we know that's a totally different depiction of like what public schools are.
Only one that did it right is probably Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Probably the only one that gets it close.
No, because from before Abbott, the only public school we saw was Lean on Me.
That's the one with the dude with the fucked up face?
Yeah. Where the principal was like,
that's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. But the dude in there in the movie does have a fucked up face, and the principal tells him, like, you know, Morgan Freeman tells him, you know, you're gonna be dead in a year, right?
What's the one where it's the Mexicans and they like in the Mexican school in California, and he's trying to get these like, know.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I know it's a few different schools, but like the depictions we saw have been like Lean on Me, Freedom Writers. You ever see Freedom Writers?
No.
Freedom Writers, that was is that Julia Roberts? I know Mario in there.
Gridiron Gang. Wait, that was juvenile detention.
Yeah, wait.
What movie is set in?
Oh no, that's Hilary Swank. But even Coach Carter, was like
Coach Carter. Yeah, okay.
Them niggas was mad that they had to get a C. It was like, I don't come to school to learn. I come to play basketball. So that was the depiction, like, you know, of what public schools that we have seen for black public schools. Whereas like with the white public schools, it's like you miss your alarm clock. Yo, that's what's crazy about being white. These niggas miss their alarm clocks but still had time to shower. Then like they have a big breakfast downstairs, but they just ignore all that food. They just grab a piece of toast. Then they go on their bike, you know. They try to sprint past these niggas got to make it past the school bully and the principal because they both in the hallway waiting to fuck you up. But then they find some excuse to get into the classroom and, like, you know, somehow they act like they knew the homework assignment for last night. And then they just like go about their day.
Yeah, but in a black movie, somebody gets shot within the first 5 minutes. So between the commute to school, somebody's getting shot for some reason. It's weird, but yeah, public school, it's not like that. I mean, niggas be bringing in this shit, but like, don't nobody use them like that. You just bring it so you don't have to use it more often than not.
I will say the good thing about with the black schools though is like these niggas know they target.
Right. You wait until the let out because you like I'm him. But it's never like, well, also you can't bring guns into school these days because since I was fucking going to school, there's metal detectors, and I remember there was a whole entire free speech or like free rights to guns or whatever the fuck argument about you can't put metal detectors into schools so the kids can't bring in guns, and you can't use clear backpacks. Well, no, they do use the clear backpacks, but the thing that they argued about was no metal detectors, used clear backpacks because that like infringes on the kids' rights or some shit. Yeah. And I'm like, I ain't had no motherfucking rights. I couldn't, if I had a goddamn rip in my knee, in my jeans, in my knee, then that's like detention at the school I went to. So, I mean, different schools have different rules, but realistically, there's no rights in a public school, especially not for black kids. You get body slammed by the cop. That nigga be fat as shit, sit down all day. And you disrespect him and he body slam you. You're like, how the fuck how does he have the energy after eating this big ass cheesesteak to body slam a child? They be choking kids and shit too. They be fucking them kids up. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. All right, so this bill passed, right?
Yeah.
And now there's you see the Democratic Party is trying to do their like version of a Project 2025.
Nah.
They're like, we're gonna try to invest in like a Project 2029. So basically, they're trying to like revamp the party with some sort of master plan similar to what they did here, and it's bullshit, basically. Because didn't we vote for Biden and then Harris to do that already, and now y'all want to do this shit? I'm like, come on, y'all niggas is a joke.
That's what's crazy about this is like, as much as I disagree with Trump and his policies, this nigga came into office getting shit done. It's the shit that he wanted to get done, but he's getting stuff done. The
shit that we've been told that it's too hard to do all that, they getting it done.
Yeah. So
all this shit where we just like, all right, please make it so I can pay my student loans back a little bit, but I'm not fucking bogged down with debt for the rest of my life. Can you just do something with that? And they're like, I don't know. I don't think we can do that. It's the house and the bills and all that shit. Here they go doing the exact opposite with no fucking pushback at all. These niggas has bombed Iran without asking nobody. And we can't get a motherfucking increase on goddamn food stamps. You still can't. You gotta have somebody make a whole entire meal and just heat it up at your house. But you could bomb Iran without asking. You gotta get a cheesesteak and be like, yo, put it in the freezer real quick so it's technically not hot. But they bombing Iran without asking anybody. That's fucking insane.
Put that cheesesteak in the freezer. Oh shit.
No hot food.
Before we get into the questions, I wanted to talk about this last thing. So this kind of made headlines. Well,
black people are arguing about it.
Yeah. I was about to say it made headlines. Niggas been talking about this.
Yeah.
So Nelly and Ashanti, they having like a reality show, which is like, I get it, but it's kind of one of the worst things, opening up your household to the public, because nobody's relationship is the same. So if you had some unconventional views, it now gives room to people to critique, how you do things. And Nelly and Ashanti, they were having this conversation about how they're going to, just raising their child, because this is her first child, I believe. Nelly has older children. I think Nelly got grandkids.
He don't look old.
He don't. And
black does not crack if you have the amount of money that he has, apparently.
But
what is he, like 92? He's probably like 50 right now, right?
Yeah. I think he is 50.
Yeah.
And
damn.
So
Ashanti looks like fucking. They both look like they 20.
Ashanti, she looked like shit. She looked like she shot Coach Carter last week. So Ashanti, they were talking about, you know, just changing the baby diapers and stuff like that, and this was like Nelly's response.
Well, listen, it's all you. I ain't gonna even lie. You know, I ain't got nothing for him.
Absolutely not. I know.
Until he can say, I'm hungry. Until he can say, I need to use the bathroom. It's gonna be a lot in your lap. But as soon as he start walking, I said, enjoy. Because as soon as he get to walking and talking, he with the crew.
Now, and I love Nelly, but I love Nelly, you know, shit. I remember when Country Grammar dropped. But that is kind of crazy to say, like, about your son, I ain't got nothing for him. But at the same time, because of that, you know, maybe that's why he looks so good.
Yeah, no stress.
Yeah.
That's why these white ladies be hiring Jamaicans, because they don't want to change the diapers neither. He's just saying it in the most dumb nigga way he could say it. But he could just say, I'm just so tired with working and, you know, being a good partner that I need somebody to help me with. That's, you know, that's how they justify that shit. Yeah. But he not saying nothing new.
Yeah, and you know, because you see me over here taking care of this little nigga, shit,
it's a full-time job.
Yeah, shit. I used to have corners. Like I had some dreams and aspirations. I thought I was going to get some curls like you, but I'm letting people stress me out. So Nelly, that might be how you make it to 50 with perfect. Did you see his hair?
Yeah.
Like, he got perfect jet black waves. This nigga's... I can't remember the last time I saw a 50-year-old with a part in his head. That come from not waking up to take care of your kids.
Stress. Niggas that haven't had a job in 20 years, not only do they find a way to keep eating and living, they're fucking in shape. They got their hair. They got full beards. That's what you got to do. Shirk your responsibilities as a human being, and everything will work out for you. And the bar for black couples has been lowered now to where this don't even seem that bad. All she got to do is not fuck her son's friends, and this still looks like a relationship goals. Like, you know, y'all both a nice, loving, faithful couple. One of them ignores the baby and neglects him, but nobody's fucking the baby's kids to the baby's friends. So it's like, it's not that bad. It's just it's a tiny little argument. He probably playing it up for a TV, but she really was fucking this nigga's son's friends in real life. So
in the house that nigga paid for. Yo.
All the money they got, I'm like, you can't go to a fucking hotel out of town. It's disrespectful shit.
This nigga out here shooting after Earth to take care of her and the weird ass kids. And then you come over and bring the weird ass friend through.
Sad,
man. But yeah, like I didn't even think about that. So it's like, yeah, all she got to do is not fuck the son friends or drink while breastfeeding.
Yeah. And all he got to do is know when it's time to stop rapping, and he's good. He's not an embarrassment anymore. He got to know when nobody wants to hear that shit no more. It's not suspicious that we all been saying he's gay, and then he comes out saying, I like girls. I like pretty girls. No, you don't. It's okay if you don't, but you don't. I like girls. That's the worst response to gay allegations I ever heard in my life.
Will should have just made an album called I'm Delivered.
I'm not gay no more. First track, I'm not gay no more. That's fucking hilarious. Did anybody else? Am I the only one that saw that as exactly what it is? A response to his gay allegations?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man. This nigga Will Smith's trying to give himself conversion therapy. It's too late. If you 50 and gay, you just gay still.
Let me see. I guess we get into the questions real quick before we get out of here. The first question, somebody asks, have you been watching this? Somebody said, are y'all locked in on Love Island like a real man?
No, not at all.
I haven't watched Love Island, and it's only because I don't have a Peacock account.
It's on Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
It's not on Netflix?
Nah.
Oh, I have seen it before.
So, but I do definitely enjoy a love show. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I love some shit that's not made for. Like I love a reality show. I love a reality show. Shit, I'm waiting for Beauty and Black to come back. I think that Tyler Perry shit, that should come back in September.
That's a reality show?
No, it's not a reality show. It's just Tyler Perry with the most dramatic, insane shit. You know how he do.
Yeah. I don't really like watching reality shows. So if I'm forced to watch it, I try to ruin it for whoever is watching it with me. Just because I'm a dick. I don't really have any good reason to do it. I don't like them. I think it's, I understand why it's entertaining. Like it brings out the worst in people. So you just see people fucking be catty and argue and fight and just be fucking manipulative. That shit is fun to watch. I understand that. I just don't like it. So I try to make other people not like it with me. And they end up just not liking me as a person. So that's understandable too. So I am not locked in on Love Island. It feels like a cult.
It do. You know
it's like a zombie. Once you watch it, you're like a part of the horde now.
Bro, it really is getting to like cult levels because they out here having like Love Island watch parties.
Yeah, I remember I was walking down the street, fucking whatever street intersects with McDougal, where all the clubs are at, and then there's people on the sidewalk looking into one of the spots. The TV is facing outside, and everybody's watching it on the street. I was like, damn, I did not know this shit was like that fucking popular.
Yeah, it's between like shows like Love Island or even with the streamers like Sanat or Mr. Beast. The other people's speed. We're reaching a level where it's becoming more of a thing to watch other people live. We watching people play games that we would enjoy playing, but instead of us doing it, we watching them play it. We watching people shit, even like the food videos. You ever watch they got videos where people sit
like mukbangs?
Yeah. We watch. Reality is getting so bad. We getting to the point we just turning on videos of niggas eating.
Yeah, it's like I can't afford no food, so I'm gonna watch you eat. That's fucked up. But I mean, sometimes that shit does come in handy if you eating something that you don't want. Yeah. You just put on a video of somebody eating some crab legs, and then you're fucking not eating a grilled cheese. But I like to ruin shit for people, so I like to preach when people don't want to hear it, so I don't watch it. Y'all watching Love Island. You don't even love yourself. How you gonna watch other people love and you don't love yourself?
Let me see. Somebody said
you got these goddamn blue contacts here. You got blonde hair and blue contacts. The white man told you not to love yourself, but you watching the white man love each other.
Somebody said play by play on what happens in white America if an American-born Mexican became president.
An American-born
Mexican
becomes president in America.
Yeah, so first we're going to have Travis Scott at the inauguration. Yeah, we're going to have, as far as the roads.
Oh, shit.
What?
My parlay yet, I think? Let me see.
What you bet on?
Well, we'll talk about this after. I don't want to give them.
This where we go.
There's no fucking way that these niggas. There's no way I win this shit, bro. Yeah, I bet against the Liberty. I bet against the Storm to beat the. I bet the Storm would beat the Liberty. We're up right now. What you want to eat after this?
But
everybody that was hating on me, told you.
No, but yeah. So Travis Scott at the inauguration with us. As far as like the roads, I don't know if we get any of the roads fixed, but there will be somebody selling fruit on every street. It's gonna be potholes all over. It's gonna be potholes everywhere, but there will be fresh mangoes.
You will be able to get corn with fucking that red shit on it.
The economy still might be bad. It still might be the economy still might be bad. It might still be like hard to own a home, but all the abandoned homes will have new roofs.
We gonna be having a fiesta every day. We gonna be too drunk off of Corona to notice how fucked up things are. Taco prices going down. Taco Bell going out of business. No more Taco Bell. Only real shit.
Yo, that's gonna be the biggest family in the White House ever. Like, 'cause you know how Obama just had his wife and the 2 daughters. Yeah. A Mexican, it's gonna be uncles and aunts in there.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be everybody.
They got too many rooms to be not utilized. Air Force One not gonna be able to take off. Family vacations, they gonna have to drive because there's gonna be too many people fucking throwing off the balance of the plane.
You're gonna have a suit jacket with jean shorts.
Then the first lady and the president gonna be making out in the middle of the street.
Yo.
And they both gonna be only 16 years old, but with a full ass mustache. We have a 16-year-old president tonguing his girlfriend down in the middle of the street.
Yo.
And they both got mustaches. Is this racist? I don't care. Mexicans say niggas, so we can at least talk about their mustaches.
That Mexican first lady, she gonna be cooking after the meetings.
Oh yeah,
she gonna be cooking. Man.
She gonna be strong as an ox. But we need that shit, man. That's why I was mad that not just that, like, you know, Kamala Harris lost, so it was a, you know, more right wing country or whatever. I was just mad that we ain't get no type of fucking culture in the White House. Mm-hmm. We didn't get to see how anybody would respond to that. I mean, she got a white family, so it's not gonna be overt.
Yeah.
But like, you know, correspondence dinner, they serving garam masala. That shit would have been cool. Yeah. Curry chicken, that's both.
No, yeah, I would love.
That's both cultures.
Yeah,
Jamaican, the Jamaican and the Indian.
Yeah. No, but I would love to see a Mexican president, man.
I think it could happen.
He definitely gonna be the shortest president.
Oh yeah. And that's just geographical. That's not racist. Yeah. That's just, you know, you ain't need to be tall down there.
Right. This nigga's gonna be the leader of the world in 5'1".
He gonna have a cowboy hat that's taller than him. And everything's gonna be okay. Mexico has a fucking progressive president. It's a woman.
Oh wow.
We always talking shit about how the world wouldn't respect an American woman president, but everybody else has women presidents.
Yeah, it's a lot of countries. It's a lot of countries that have women leaders. I feel
we never tried that either. You know, if people are misogynistic, we should definitely have a woman president, because you could be like, hey, if you sign this, you know, maybe we can go out to dinner.
I feel like Sweden or Denmark has one. I feel like most of the countries that are doing great in the world have women leaders. Let me see. I say this all the time. The reason why a woman president is so effective is because you know she will never buy pussy, ever. Yeah.
Women politicians might be the most fascist, pro-cop people you've ever seen, but they are not buying pussy with our tax dollars.
Yeah, look at all these places.
So even if you have a Cherelle Parker, you know, or a goddamn Lori Lightfoot fucking shit up, she ain't buying pussy.
I don't know. Lori Lightfoot might be buying pussy.
Listen, Lori Lightfoot buy cocaine. The pussy come with it.
Let me see. So yeah,
but she definitely she was partying. She was a party girl.
Yeah, Iceland, Mexico, Thailand.
It's not weird. There's nothing wrong with it.
Slovenia, Peru, Italy, India, Honduras, Barbados. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of countries in the world that have women leaders. or that have like, or if they don't now, at one point in time, there was a woman that was either president or prime minister.
And you got to think about how hard it is for a woman to get any sort of job without scrutiny, you know? So the president of Mexico is a fucking climate change scientist. She like actually has policies that are in line with what people believe, instead of just, you know, the Bible said that God's not going to flood the earth again. You really thought it was two motherfucking of one every animal on the same motherfucking boat, we still discovering animals? You telling me this nigga only had 2 mosquitoes on the whole boat? Like, come on.
How that nigga find 2 bed bugs?
Like, why the fuck did he even let bed bugs on the motherfucking... We ain't need cockroaches and mosquitoes. He should have left them off.
Let me see.
Yeah, there's basically a woman president everywhere, huh? There's a whole list of them. We're like the only place that ain't tried it. Yeah. Did China ever have a woman president?
I'm not sure if China has, but I know other Asian countries have.
Well, when we start to realize that the countries that we're fighting with the most are the ones that we're the most like, I think we'll start to understand the way things are really going around here.
The last question, somebody did ask us to talk about how they feel about white kids getting a little too close to black culture.
Sometimes you gotta hit them.
Yeah, because
you gotta hit your white friends when they step out of line,
or you know, them.
Yeah, but you do have to, because here's the thing about, you know, racism, or maybe even the N-word in particular. When a white man uses that and it hurts your feelings, there's really there's no way to reciprocate that pain that you might feel of being like, damn, I thought you was cool.
Seeing white kids wear do-rags, white people with dreads.
Yeah, I just don't like anything that they can just dispose of when they no longer need it. Mm-hmm. Like a do-rag. So you telling me you gonna be 45 working at motherfucking JP Morgan Chase with a do-rag on your head?
Yeah.
That's not what you're gonna do. A black man might do that. We might one day see a CEO with a do-rag on. But he's gonna be black. A white man's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't speak a certain way and then drop it. Now you could speak with, like, you know, slang and maybe an accent and then grow out of it, you know, like the way that you might speak coming from where you come from. If one day, you know, you go to school and you learn a lot of shit, you learn some different languages, and the way you speak changes off of that, that's cool. That's education. But just going from like, yo, what up, twin? What's up, gang? Yeah. And then you just drop that shit when you get home to talk to your mom. Like, cut that bullshit out.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
You gotta talk to your family. That's why I don't fuck with Asians that be saying that shit, because y'all motherfuckers be saying all type of like hood shit, and they go home and speak in Mandarin. Yeah. Or be like, hey, what's up, mom? How are you doing? Like, super white voice.
And then when you come back to she be like, what you talking about?
Yeah. What did you talking about? Like, you from fucking Jersey. Why are you using Atlanta dialects? Like, no, I grew up with black people in Houston, Texas.
Right.
You from Queens. Why are you talking like a bitch from Houston?
Yeah.
I said I gotta stop saying bitch in public. I just can't find a word that replaces it.
Yeah.
It's just the consonants. I don't mean anything by it. It's just nothing else hits the consonant requirements that I need. Yeah. Except for cunt.
Shit. Before we get out of here, I forgot to mention this up top that we doing a show in Montclair.
Oh shit! When are we doing that?
I forgot to mention that up top. We doing a show in Montclair, July 26th. July 26th. I'm gonna post the info for that.
July 26th.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the info for that.
Saturday.
Yeah, July 26th. And if there's any other cities that y'all want to see us perform in, we're gonna try to, you know, pop out to a few different cities. So if you're in the North Jersey area, New York, you know what I'm saying, July 26th, come check us out. Come check us, see us perform live. And yeah, so yeah, you know, just before we got out of here, just want to say thank you for tuning in with us. thank you for tuning in with us for another episode. And we definitely do appreciate the support. Keep sending in those questions.
If you got any fucking betting strategies that you want to let me know about, that's something I need to hear about. I'm not putting no motherfucking money in the stock market. I want results immediately.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know shit about the MLB. Let me know about the MLB. Who should I put my money on? I need shoes.
What was your strategy for betting on the WNBA?
Guessing. They are the most inconsistent league on earth. The Storm beat the Liberty. They're not supposed to beat the Liberty. Right. But I knew that because they're not supposed to, that they would.
Yeah. You don't know when they have a mood swings, when because the WNBA is confusing. It's confusing because you got to deal with Mother Nature. You got to deal with teammates also being in love. So you don't know if they going through something. You got to deal with all types of shit in there. But
they are, again, technically better league. As far as the gameplay goes.
It's a much better league. And then I even saw a graph. I saw a graph about it was like a diagram about New York sports, about just saying how, the continuous circle of disappointment. It's throughout the year you disappointed because the Knicks, they have a playoff failure. Then the Jets and Giants are disappointing. Then, the Mets are disappointing. And you don't know if the Yankees are going to be successful. But it is a way to find a break in that disappointment from those teams. And that's by supporting the Liberty.
The Liberty is good. Oh. And that's why I bet against them.
I ain't even talk about that. We about to get a team. Philly, we getting a WNBA team in 2030.
Damn. That's cool.
Yeah. They did just announce that when the league expands, there will be a Philadelphia team.
The Philadelphia Dickheads.
Yeah, right. That's the name it should be. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it should be the Jones." No, I want the DHs.
Yeah. And then on the motherfucking the scoreboard, it say PDH. Yeah. This is all free ideas. Y'all can take it as long as you name the team the Dickheads. And it's funny because they women and they don't have dickheads.
Yeah, but we definitely do appreciate y'all tuning in with us for another one. And we'll catch y'all next week, man. So it's been a good one. I'm Anthony Moore.
I'm Asante Morris. Thank you.
And we out.